Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. We've had some fresh leaks from OnLeaks and Android headlines. Full 360 renders, high quality leaks here. Last time when we covered this topic, we saw the front of the device and we saw the smaller bezels, the flatter edges, the curved corners. But now it looks like we can finally see what the back of the device is going to be looking like. And I think this might be a little bit disappointing for a few people because essentially it looks the same. We've got the triple ring design, okay? Now, I don't mind the triple ring design. What about you, Enabong?
I don't mind it either, but you got to change it up. You got to change it up. I mean, we're going to go through the same thing with Apple that we did just recently, so.
S22 Ultra, S23 Ultra, S24 Ultra. Now the S25 Ultra is going to have that same triple ring design, right? Now, again, I'm not saying it's bad, but we've had it for a while now. I still stick to the fact that the S21 Ultra design was something that, I really liked, and I think they should have maybe carried that on for a little bit, or maybe bring something back just to change it up. But currently, as far as we can see, Ice Universe has also leaked some cases. Case manufacturers are the best, man. They be leaking devices months ahead. It's like, obviously they need the info to be able to prepare the cases, but then, here we have all the cases. So we've seen some of that. So from the design, now we've got like a full 360 view. I like what the front looks like. I like the sides and everything. The back, again, it's arguable, depends what everybody else thinks. But what's more interesting is what's on the inside. Mm-hmm. It sounds like when you're referring to somebody who's like not very good looking, you're like, no, it's the inside, it's the inner beauty.
It's all about that inner beauty. Just let it out. Let it out.
Exactly right. So, firstly, Ice Universe has said that there's going to be 16 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, and then more importantly, we've had some leaked benchmarks. Now, Enabong, being the gaming man, right? What do you think of these early benchmarks? We're looking at a single core score of around 3,000, like 3,011 we've got, and then we've got a multi-core score, which is like almost 10,000, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's some sort of reference there for Dragon Ball Z over
9,000. Over 9,000. Yeah, it is over 9,000. Yes.
Let's insert that in the editor. Go on, throw that in there.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right.
All right. What are your thoughts based on thing? It looks like we're going to have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 for Galaxy, which kind of we were expecting. But seeing these benchmarks, what are your thoughts?
There are many thoughts to this, but first of all, thank you for that DBZ reference there. That was cued in quite well. This is a very good, impressive number because, and don't quote me guys, I could be wrong, but I think this is also one of the first times that a new, we believe, Snapdragon chipset, it has that leap over the very last, Apple A18 or 9, whatever, A series chipset. The other thing too is, at least for me, is and now Android manufacturers can literally, quote unquote, bring those console level games. There should be nothing holding it back. The idea that Apple had, Resident Evil, the Assassin's Creed, all those games, which is really cool to have and also a nice talking point. But now we can have this also. We could have had it in the past, I believe, but this is just a very clear statement. What this also adds is the fact that in terms of just general performance on the device, it should be a breeze for everything. And also some of those AI capabilities on board. The reason I mentioned this is because, and we'll talk about this later with the S24 FE, is the fact that, Samsung has a feature of doing a lot of the AI capabilities on the device. You can actually set it on. So with these kind of benchmark numbers, we should hopefully see more on-device AI, which also adds some more of that security element, which Samsung can tie into Knox and all those things. There's so many advantages to these kind of high numbers, which as a gamer, I'm just super excited to see it. So hopefully we get some really impressive games. You know, maybe some more, maybe a new Dragon Ball Z game that they can use some of this to quote on.
So from looking at my benchmarks for Geekbench on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, single core score is getting close, but it's not there. It's the multi-core score that's higher, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if I look right now at my iPhone 16 Pro Max, single core score, I'm getting about 3,290. So this is 3,011. So still a little bit off in single core performance. But when it comes to multi-core performance, I've got around 8,000 on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But what we've got leaked here would be, you know, getting towards 10,000. So 9,706 is what we've got on the leaked specs. So yeah, single core performance is still not going to be quite at the level of the A18 Pro from Apple, but multi-core score is quite significant.
And you have to think of it from this perspective. What does Android do well? It runs a lot of applications in the background at the same time, which is what multi-core is beneficial for, you know. And I'm not saying that iPhones don't do that, but iPhone has a very different system of doing things. So for Android devices, this is great. It means you're going through apps more efficiently. You can also open up heavy applications, game, all that fun stuff. To me, it's impressive. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking exciting for the S25 Ultra. Leaks are coming, you know, every week. So again, in the next episode, we'll be sure to cover the latest updates. So stay tuned for that.